The only thing that would really help that napkin's absorbency if it was a freaking towel. Okay, if it was a towel, and it doesn't need to be a towel, I don't expect a towel. You know, if I stay in a hotel, I expect a towel. You know. Hello, I am the Ketchup Man. Wherever you're watching this at, it's about time I get to my review of Smokin' on the Cedar. It's a food truck out in Vinton. My friend Lucas, his family runs this truck, and so Will Carter and I actually took a little trip out there and decided we'd try the food, try the experience, Smokin' on the Cedar. Now, I had their food before because they had catered for my work, and their baked beans were incredible. I absolutely love them. So I was really looking forward to having them again. So I picked up Will, and we headed on out to Vinton, made the long drive from Cedar Rapids. Wasn't that long. And then we were driving around. I'm like, oh, where's this at? It's in the Arnold Motor Supply parking lot. And it's an interesting parking lot. You can find some interesting things in that parking lot. But, yeah, we found the food truck, no problem. Parking was not an issue. There's plenty of parking. And seating was interesting. Typically, they let you know that you can find seating around the corner in the park, and it was like 2.5 blocks away, which is totally fine. Old Ketchup Man could use a few laps around town, that's for sure. Yeah. So when I ordered, Will was instantly a little upset that they didn't have any bread pudding, and he said a proper barbecue place would have bread pudding. So hopefully they take that under advisement. I don't think I've ever even had bread pudding. So especially and I've had barbecue a lot of times. So going to a barbecue place and getting bread pudding would be a new experience for me. That aspect, but Will was pretty adamant that he needed that bread pudding. But so I think, you could ask him what all he got, but I should have went the route he did, and instead I got the Barnyard, I think it's called, or the Barn Buster. And it's a sandwich where they just take all the different meats that they make, they smoke, and they just throw them all together on a sandwich. So you got all these different textures, and you also have varying levels of tenderness and toughness. If one piece of meat doesn't turn out so well that day, you're going to have a certain amount of toughness, unpleasantness in your sandwich, even though all the other meat could be just cooked to perfection. So that would be a reason I would say not to go with the Barnyard sandwich. I would say get what your favorite meat from them would be, and get that by itself on a sandwich. Things for the most part were cooked well. They were done well. My one issue was the baked beans. It was a rough day for their baked beans. So their baked beans were basically mushy, and the consistency of mashed potatoes. They still tasted all right, but you're getting stuff off a food truck, so it's not like a 5-star restaurant where they can just pitch something if it sits too long or whatever, or it doesn't turn out quite right, or if they had a little too much brown sugar or whatever. And then just make a whole new batch right there. I get it. But the prices, the value, everything was phenomenal. Food quality was pretty good. It was pretty good. So there was some whiter meat in there. I think that might have been the smoked chicken. And it seemed to have a little bit of a chew to it. and on a sandwich, I mean, you can see it's kind of sticking out when you see the picture of the sandwich. It's those big, like, whiter chunks. That seemed to have a bit of a chew to it, so you couldn't really chew the sandwich itself because you'd have a piece of that in there. So that I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, other than that, it was an enjoyable experience. I'm glad we went. My son is currently in Taekwondo here in Cedar Rapids, and their Taekwondo times is the same as the food truck times, which is on Fridays from 5 to 8 in Vinton in the Arnold Motor Supply parking lot. So, but what I want to do is go ahead and get to the rating part of this. Okay, so basically I said the food was good, it was okay, you know, whatever, there was nothing bad about it, you know, a few minor squabbles, but yeah, you know, it was a good experience. But what I really want to get to a review here of is that plastic cutlery, okay? So they gave you a knife and a fork with your meal and a spoon, and let me tell you, along with the napkin was super absorbent. I really appreciate it. I give the napkin 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. The only thing that would really help that napkin's absorbency if it was a freaking towel. Okay, if it was a towel, and it doesn't need to be a towel. I don't expect a towel, you know. If I stay in a hotel, I expect a towel, you know. But no, appreciate that absorbent napkin. The cutlery itself was not flimsy, super flimsy. You know, for something free and disposable and coming off a food truck, it was not flimsy. Man, it did the job. You know, the fork stuck in good. The knife was able to pull the meat apart quite well. You know, because I always got meat debris on your plate after you're done eating any kind of a meat sandwich of that nature. So that was good. That was good. The spoon was able to really get into those baked beans, and I do appreciate that. So yeah, I would definitely give the cutlery and the napkin all together somewhere between 4 to 5 ketchup bottles. So we don't have to worry about Heinz because they don't make silverware. So you know, I'd say 4 to 5 ketchup bottles for that plastic cutlery. So excellent job. I highly recommend SMOKIN on the Cedar. Again, that they're there from 5 to 8 in the Arnold Motor Supply parking lot in Vinton, Iowa. All right. Well, this is the Ketchup Man with yet another review. Stay tuned to my other series and shows that are on this channel. I am the VHS man as we explore reselling and classic retro formats like VHS and cassette tapes and the fun equipment that we play them on. So stay tuned for that, because you know those hopefully are something that will interest some people. And then there will be another series coming up that's going to focus on pop culture and things like you know, like latest shows and you know, comics, cult hits, like, you know, I'm a big Aliens and Predator fan and things like that. So yeah, just pop culture, Star Wars, and, Funko Pop collecting. Oh my gosh. So yeah, just stay tuned for some of that. So we're gonna keep pushing content out, and you know, I couldn't do it without my fans and your support. Hey, I also, if you're looking for a good food review group and you want to like kind of get into a community of people that are pretty chill and relatively intelligent, I highly recommend getting on Facebook and going to the Cedar Rapids Bland Food Avoidance group. You know, we were really associated with the Cedar Rapids Foodies page for a while, and you know, really between all the censorship and the auto deleting posts and telling us, oh, you can only post this way, you can't post that way, but then, you know, other people that only post positive